There we go.
Well,
Here we are.
we're doing a fun topic today.
Here we are once again, everybody. Number 741 on the countdown. 1, 2, 3.
We're gonna be here forever.
I think people are going to get bored. I think people are going to get bored before we
If
get
we do
to
741 episodes, I think they will.
too many.
I was
Too
really
many episodes.
surprised that this was a topic that so many people asked about. Because
A lot of people asked about this topic.
because I put a shout out to young singers following me on Instagram, and I asked them, would you be interested if we did something like this? And I got a lot of responses, and I was surprised at how many asked this question: what is it like to be married to
an opera
another singer? Oh, there's Sandy.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy.
Hello.
And because I would have been more like, oh, hey, Mark.
Hey,
I would
Mark.
have been more like, how do I get an agent? How do I get a job?
More like business.
Yeah.
Although, but this is kind of a business. This is actually a business.
Well, it impacts
thing.
your life
It
in a huge way.
impacts your life in a huge way.
But I was surprised at how many people asked this. So evidently, you all are meeting some really attractive people at your work, and you're really wondering about it, and I don't blame you.
That must be it. People are like, I need to know what it's like to be married to a singer because that person is attractive over there.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. That's what it
It's
is.
hilarious. Can we fix the light on here? Is it working?
Fix the light?
Yeah. Is that better?
I don't know.
thought
I think so, actually. That does look better.
that's right.
Mark, does that look better now that she fixed the lighting? I don't know. Anyway.
You're good.
But, yeah. So anyway, we are... I don't remember.
That's
It
good.
went out of my mind. Whatever it was that I
We were
had to
talking about
say
all the
there.
attractive folk at work.
Yes.
I mean, we're snapped up, so.
Hey, Mark and Bertrand. Hello.
Oh my goodness. Should we just dive into it?
I guess we should. We can just...
Or should we
and
wait?
people can...
Should I wait for the kids?
We can...
Kids, where are you, kids?
I guess we can wait for a minute.
I'm like,
I don't think we should wait too long.
If you're 5 years younger than me, you're kids.
It's
that's just the way it is.
Hey, Catherine. Hey.
Um,
Yeah, I think we'll give it a few minutes, and
Okay.
then people can watch it on the replay or whatever they want to do.
Oh,
Oh, there he is, Stephen
let's
Reinhardt.
see. I want to know where everybody is. Where are you guys joining from?
Yeah, where's everybody? Oh,
Oh, these all are they're in
hi.
fellowship over
They're all
there.
talking to one another on this side. That's good.
Because this is one of our last episodes coming from Vienna,
Yeah.
right? I think
We
have
we'll
two
be
more,
moving on.
and then we're going
Then we're
to
leaving.
Bordeaux, and then to Monte Carlo. Mm-hmm. And
But I don't know about when's the Bordeaux thing? Is it on a Wednesday?
I don't know. Aw, Catherine, that's so sweet.
Oh, that's really nice.
Well, we won't keep you for
Catherine.
long.
Yeah,
We won't keep you for long.
We'll go really fast, and then you can go train.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying that we won't be coming from here. We'll be on the road. We're going to be on the road, and we're going to
Be
on the road
roading.
for a while.
Yeah, that'll be a while.
So we'll have to think about the timing and logistics of all of that.
Yeah, it could be that we'll change the day to be a day or a time that's more...
Where we won't have rehearsals?
Yeah, we won't have rehearsals, and people will be available to do things. Hey!
Hey!
What's up? Christine.
Okay.
All right.
I think we
so
should
let's
I think we need to dive into this.
We'll just
and
dive into
I know
it
that
and
some
see
people are
what
watching.
happens.
We have blue glasses today.
Yes, today we have to show
we're running out
glasses.
of glass options.
Last week it was whatever it was, and this week is blue glasses. So there you
Last
are.
week we had design letters.
Design letters was last week.
Oh, you can't say. What my little flower pot behind there?
Where's the flower pot?
It's right there.
Let's move it over.
My S.
Let's
Oh, yeah, let's move it right
so
there.
people can
That's
see the
nice.
little flower pot.
There we go.
And there you have it, a little S flower pot.
There you go.
Ta-da!
Okay.
We're
Well, all
blocking
right.
it in.
Okay.
Anyway. Well, thank you, Catherine.
Well, we're trying to be more
appreciate that.
concise, Catherine. You're
Yeah,
sweet.
you're very nice.
So, yeah, so many people ask about what it's like to be married to another opera singer. And for those who just joined, I was saying I thought younger singers would be more interested in like, how do I get an agent? How do I get my first jobs? Oh, thanks, Christine.
Thanks, Christine.
That's sweet. So I made some notes because that's how I roll.
And they're good. They're good notes.
And I was just thinking about marriage, like just generally, why do people get married? And there are lots and lots and lots and lots of reasons why people do.
Some of these are general marriage things that influence the singer thing, and then they're just specifically singer things that we'll talk about. So anyway, go ahead.
Like, I was just trying to think of as many people as possible, because you and I had our own specific reasons why we got married. Of course, we love each other. We have a lot of cultural overlap, beliefs, and all of that.
Yeah.
But if people don't
Oh, hey, Nathan.
have...
How are you?
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. This is my statement about marriage. That being married is... I think there's a lot of emphasis on the romance part of marriage, and it's very commercialized. And we believe, right, that being married is about finding a partner to build something with, build your life, build your family, build a good work in your community. But and romance, of course, is part of it. I love Norman. We're obviously attracted to each other, but we're not building, the foundation of our marriage isn't built just on that.
Yeah.
It's built on the desire to build something together.
Yeah.
And to go forward in that. So that's just what we wanted to say overall about...
That's the beginning thing.
Marriage.
That's the beginning thing.
And then we have some...
And then we'll move on now
to...
the
weird things about being married to singers.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I've got a couple little statements at the end that I just wanted to give people pause for thought. Especially the younger people.
Pause for thought.
Who wrote to ask
who wrote specifically about this particular question.
Let your big sister help you. I am your big sister in this. If you're 5 years younger than me or more, I'm your big sister. Okay.
Okay.
Would you like to
there you go. I'm not okay.
What? Well, I had a lot of young women write to me
great.
and ask.
That's fantastic.
Because there's David.
Hey, David. Yeah, that's great. So all right.
All right.
Well, then the first thing that we'll talk about, it's a really popular one, but it is something to be aware of when you're married to a singer. This is something. Obviously, this is important to every relationship, but when you're married to a singer, it's the expenses.
Yeah.
It's the money issues, because when you're married to a singer and you're both traveling, you're both doing your thing, everything that you have to pay for as a single singer, you have to double it. So you're paying for your...
well, it's like we have to take the issue of housing, for example.
Yeah, housing.
So I don't know if people who don't sing know this, but when a singer goes on a job, they're 99% of the time responsible for their accommodations, and there's fluctuation in that, and there are variables, but generally speaking, you have to find your own accommodations and you have to pay for them, and generally before the end of the contract, before you get paid. And so if you're married to another singer,
do you have to work for them too?
for example, one time Norman was singing in Bregenz and I was singing in London, and we still had a place in Germany or States, I can't remember. Somewhere, wherever it was we were living. So that month we had to pay for 3 different properties.
And that's what
and
you
it
did.
was like madness. And we're going to be in that position again this year.
Sure.
But anyway, so that's one consideration. If you're a young singer and you're getting married, you need to know that this is a reality.
It used to be that the business paid for everything. Even when you auditioned, they would pay for auditions.
Yeah, travel.
Travel, all of that.
That's happened to me once, by the way. Somebody bought the ticket for me to audition. I was like, this is amazing.
Most of the time it's, the auditions, everything is out of pocket for you. Yeah. So it's just something to be aware of, so that when you're going into it, you know that that's a thing. Yeah. And you're going to have to calculate it. So next. What?
Did we cover all the money stuff? I guess.
Well, yeah, when you talk about photos, websites,
it's just
lessons.
It's just a very expensive.
It can be
business.
very expensive business,
and so you all need to have a really
specific
clear
plan.
Sit down and talk about exactly, and make a plan about how you're going to manage that.
Yep.
If you're both freelancing, especially. And okay, I guess we covered it. But
we got it.
If somebody has a specific question about that, feel free to write.
DM us or whatever. Exactly. So.
But yeah, you need to have a really good money talk.
Yes.
All right. Another.
Am I doing it? Or are you doing it?
Sure. Go ahead. I'm sure that I will interrupt.
Well,
you.
travel schedules. it may be difficult. It's going to be difficult to see one another, and so like a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I think now, I went home for Christmas. This is our family, and it was the first time that I had been home to Hickory, North Carolina for Christmas in 10 years, which is where I'm originally from. And so, there's a lot of separation. There's a lot of familial separation. When you're both singers, you're going to be apart a lot.
Yes.
And I think one of the most important things you have to do is you still have to prioritize the time to spend it together. If you're apart, then you still prioritize the time to talk to one another. We're really fortunate now because you've got Skype, you've got FaceTime, you've got all this stuff, and so that we can be connected differently than we ever have been before. So we're at a real advantage at that point. So that's great.
Yes.
Hey Martin. So anyway, that's a big one. When you're separated all the time, you still have to prioritize. You still have to,
put effort into the relationship. And that part is really difficult, I think, for a lot of couples, especially if both careers start to really thrive and you're separated a lot, and you're by yourself a lot. And it's hard to build a marriage that way. We haven't had to face that much.
We faced it less. It's gonna be different now going over the next.
We'll have to keep you updated.
So we'll have to keep you updated about that. Exactly.
But your travel schedule will just make it really difficult to see your friends, your family, and your spouse, and that is just really tough. And so you want to make sure you're building on a firm foundation when you get married to another singer. What is going on when you do a replacement? Are you on a list?
You mean like a jump in? Or
We just got a question.
We just got a question, exactly.
I think he's talking about jump-ins.
Jump-ins, yeah. Generally, if there's a list that you're on, like if they're searching for something specific, they'll go to the different agencies. So if a company comes in and says, we're looking for, we need a Violetta for Traviata. And they'll go to agencies that they trust and see if a singer is available to jump in. And they start with agencies they trust first, and they'll work down a list. Generally that's how that works. And it is a list. You're right. There's a list.
Yep.
That's
it's
right,
true. I think we covered the travel and all that kind of thing.
Travel.
This is
practicing. Are we going to skip that one?
No, that's good. Yeah. So I got one person asked, how do you manage when you both want to practice at home, and what do you do?
Yep.
And the first thing I want to say is when Norman and I first met, our agent says
Daniel, I know, very trustworthy.
It's true.
Yes.
Call Prima Fila artists for great artists like these.
Yes, you call these guys.
No, when Norman and I first got married, we had an apartment that was maybe 30 square meters and one room. And
it was just a flat.
If I can just say something, this is something just between us, but Norman follows me around the house. And so
that's
even
true.
in that apartment, so
even in a one-room apartment,
I'd be going to the restroom and he'd be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I kind of don't want to. I don't want to explain.
What are you doing?
What I'm doing. I think you can figure it out.
Yeah.
Hi. Right. Practicing at home. How do you do that? So we are fortunate now. Our apartment is much larger.
Yeah, there's space.
We didn't even mention, Norman and I have known each other for 9 years. We have been together for...
Married for 6.5.
Yeah.
We've been together 8.
Yes. So I thought we should have mentioned that from the beginning.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever.
Well, we got it in there.
We've grown a lot in 8 years. We've been very fortunate. So now we actually have a dedicated space that is a office.
For practicing.
Practice / guest room.
Working in.
And so that has alleviated that problem. And so we just take turns. I mean...
And when she practices, I put...
this is true.
I do this. I put noise-canceling headphones on so that I don't go deaf, because it does not matter where she is. in the apartment, it's loud. And actually, we have a business that's above us and a business that is below us. And the lady that works above us said to her that they looked at her and said, "How does so much sound come out of this small body? Because we hear you, Sula, when you're practicing. We don't really hear Norman very much, but we hear Sula through the..."
Like a little bit insulting though.
No, it's not insulting at all. But it's really funny. So I wear noise canceling headphones, and if you're wondering about that, that is an excellent way to do it.
Yes.
You just put that on there, even if it's not making you deaf. You know, you can put
Well,
that
the first
on.
time I saw him
There you
doing
go.
that, because sometimes, especially, all of you know that I've been, it's done now, but I was in this massive vocal transition.
Tom Jaber.
And so
How are you, sir?
I wanted his input. And so I'd be like, oh, can you just listen to me sing this aria? And then I'd walk into the room and find him with the noise canceling headphones.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, you can't tell me how it sounds with those dumb...
Except the thing is, I can still hear it. It's not like it mutes it out. You can still hear it.
So that's
what's
one
Catherine
little
saying
quirk.
here?
Oh,
It was not
Catherine?
always easy because we want to play all the time. Yeah, see, exactly. You have to prioritize when the time is. Exactly.
and that's what we do.
Also, one of the things that we thought about that is really, you have to watch it when you're married to a singer, is that, and this is actually really true, this is serious, because it's funny. You can't, just because you're married doesn't mean that your partner wants to be critiqued all the time. Unless you're not their teacher, you're their partner.
That's right.
And while you might, if they ask you something, then you might listen and say, "Hey, what about that?" Or if they're asking you. But generally, actually, to just start throwing in vocal, talk about technique or musicality or different things like that. It's generally, from my experience, just from us, and then actually from other couples that we've actually talked to about this, take that one slow. Generally ask. Just wait for if somebody wants to know something, but other than that, leave it alone.
Yeah, because people need to feel free.
And, exactly.
Even if it's your partner and you've been together for a long time, we feel free to make mistakes in our own
Just
home.
do it.
And not to feel under a microscope under it all the time.
Yep.
And another consideration too, if you are a couple that is, a female and a male voice together, obviously I'm a soprano, he's a tenor. I have to admit, physiologically speaking, I didn't understand that there are some things that are just different, like how he breathes or certain things like that, especially with the breathing, that will not overlap into my technique.
Yeah.
And so the danger is if you are relying on your partner for a lot of vocal advice, you can start breathing like a tenor, and obviously that's not going to work.
If you're not a tenor.
And I'm thankful, shout out to our teacher, Sherman Lowe, because he cleared that up for us one time. He's like, hey, hang on, you can't breathe like him. And I was like, oh, duh. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And so,
It's true.
that is a very good point. That's not in my notes. That's a good thing. So another thing that I think we can leave that one out. That's not important. This is the really big one. Please, if you don't take anything else away from this, please hear us on this.
Please listen to this one. This one's huge.
Please, you singer couples out there, you young singer couples out there, we want you to have amazing marriages and thrive and survive and grow. And we'd love to.
We'll talk about
the difference in breathing. Sure, we will.
Absolutely, we will.
We want you to have great. Starts to ask a partner in Krebs to be a teacher, though.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, this is a big one. There are a lot of things that we could cover here, but just in terms of your relationship together, and there's outside pressures too. I don't want to cover that today. It's too much. But we've seen people just fall under this particular
pitfall. A lot of
relationships
relationships fall
so many
apart
times.
on this one right here.
And I have to. If I'm perfectly transparent, at the very beginning of our marriage, when my voice started to change, I had to go through some of this as well and examine myself, because it is weird to start out in one sort of scenario, both working a lot, and then to change that. It changes the dynamic. I mean, it changes your financial status. It changes the dynamic of your working schedule. It changes a lot of things. But thankfully, I got my head screwed on right and didn't fall into this. But the issue of competition
Yeah.
and envy within
Jealousy,
a marriage. Jealousy.
envy.
No. Please expound on this, Professor. No, this is dead serious.
No,
Sorry,
this is actually
we need to
really
be serious.
If I don't understand it, actually, which I'm glad I don't understand it, to be honest, but I've never understood being jealous of your partner's success.
Yes.
If you don't want your partner to be successful, and if you don't want your partner to go out and achieve and do well and feel well and absolutely just tear it up, I've never understood that. And we've seen many relationships where one singer has been in a particular situation and careers maybe don't even reverse, but all of a sudden another singer in the relationship will move up, skyrocket, and then this person gets jealous of the singer that's of their partner that's skyrocket.
It just can't. It can't do
right there. And it's destroyed relationships. Maybe not even marriages. Maybe just relationships, whatever. And there was something about that shift that just the person couldn't handle. Which I don't know. Whatever. Everybody's different. But I would say that if you're with somebody, I honestly say, if you analyze yourself, and if you think this is an issue for yourself, if you think that, if this person becomes really successful, I'm not going to be able to handle it, then think about it. Think about the relationship. It really is it's really unusual. It's a funny thing. It can just really destroy relationships. We've seen it happen many times.
No.
So anyway, competition, envy, jealousy. Watch that one. Be careful about that one.
I had a casting director ask me, how will your husband manage it if you were to do that, to have a really successful career?
I will tell you exactly how I will manage it when she goes singing all this Wagner. It's called I'm retiring and playing golf.
No.
Are you kidding me? I want her to go out and destroy this thing.
He's just normal.
I want her to go out and make the money. I want her to go out and tear it up. You do it, and I will. I'm like, hey, golf, here I come. Bam. Let's do this. So there you go. That is my reaction.
Yeah.
There you have it.
That's nonsense. But anyway, I think.
So anyway, we'll move on. Now we'll move on. We're at 23 minutes. So
okay. Well, let's wrap this up. Okay. So look.
Now we'll move on. There's kind of a few singer things.
There were a couple of general things just about marriage that. Technically we're not newlyweds anymore, so we feel like we have
we know everything now.
No, we have minimal authority to speak on some of these things. Daniel, what are you doing? You're retiring?
Oh, because
Daniel?
he's retiring too.
Oh.
It's like if you,
Well, Daniel, you gonna learn how to play golf? Norman will teach you.
Yeah, we'll play golf.
We'll
go play golf.
Okay, but in all seriousness, because I know some of you all are getting married soon, and there are some of them.
Oh, great! Yeah. Well, congratulations if you are. Congratulations.
And so if you would allow us to speak into your lives.
If you don't like it, don't listen to it. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah,
we won't be offended.
You don't have to listen to anything we have to say.
You don't have to listen to anything. But if it's helpful.
All right, Daniel.
Yes, Daniel, there it is. So you got it.
My agent just said that,
that's right.
that he and Norman are going to play golf while I sing high notes.
She sings high notes.
Look.
Sounds like a plan to me.
We all have to play our part.
Yes. Golf is how I will play my part.
I'm trying to be serious.
Let's get serious. Here we go.
I made notes.
Now
all right,
we go. Okay, here we go.
All right,
hit it.
This is.
I'll drink water.
Okay, guys, I'm just literally going to read out of my book because. Okay, sorry.
Yes, and go.
Okay. So these are just a few things that I have learned, and that have been.
Well, we both have learned, not just you.
Okay, well,
I learned it too.
I mean, it's just that I wrote them down, so it's like, okay, that's all right. We have to.
Thank you, Daniel. We have to focus. That's right.
Okay, but in all seriousness, if you get married, your spouse, and now we don't have children, so we can't speak about that. But so I would say your spouse, until you have children, is in terms of your personal relationships, your main investment in your life. Mm-hmm. They are the person that you're going to base all of your important decisions on
Yeah.
and that you're going to build your life around. And so you really need to consider who you join yourself to.
Yeah, your partner needs to be.
And I have to
Yeah.
say, like, I knew after about a year, and I didn't need more time than that. I probably maybe even knew even earlier than that, but I didn't feel comfortable talking to Norman about it until a year in of dating. And I just basically told him what's up. I was just like, look.
Yeah, that's one thing about Sula, if you haven't noticed, which maybe you haven't, but if one of the things that I appreciate very much, I love about Sula, is that if there's ever an issue, I don't have to guess. Because that's good for me, because I'm a terrible guesser. So she will come and be like, so this is the thing, here's the deal. And this was one of those times.
Yeah, I just came to him and I said, look, you know,
let's do this,
let's just talk about this. This is how
Yeah.
I feel. If you feel the same way, you know, I'm not giving you an ultimatum. I'm just
No,
saying,
no.
I don't want to go further if it's not going to go here,
Go
because I
there.
think that I want to invest my life into your life.
Yes.
And that I want to build my life with you. And so,
Yep.
and another thing, and I don't mean to get in trouble by saying this, but like I think
What are you going to say?
I think sometimes ladies have a tendency to like nag on guys more, because you all are really messy. But anyway, sorry.
It's fine.
But that being
I'm not
said,
offended.
you know, I quickly realized like Norman existed for almost 30 years without me. I literally don't need to come after him for every small thing. That will not help your relationship. You know, your partner is hopefully a self-possessed person that can manage themselves, and
Well, at that point you have to trust them.
Yeah.
If you trust, you trust them, and everybody does their thing. All the partner, and so.
Would you like to say this one? 'Cause
What's
I
this
mean,
one?
This.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I'm hogging my own.
Yeah, that's
notes,
okay.
but-
Here, I'll use the book. This is kind of a, hi Beverly. This is one that is very, I think most people know this, but we will say it nonetheless. You can't fix your partner. So it's not they are who they are. Your partner is who they
Hey,
are.
there's Jennifer Porto.
Hey, Jim Porto.
Hey.
How are you?
That's awesome.
So when it comes to that kind of thing, talk a lot before you get married.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be going in with, oh, I'm going to fix that person.
Yeah.
And then you're going to find out, I'm pretty sure, that you won't be fixing that person. They'll just be who they are.
Yeah.
And
I
who
wrote
they are.
at the bottom of that your spouse is there to support you but not parent you.
yeah.
So you're not marrying somebody who's going to fix your life.
Yeah.
And
They can support you in what you
Yes.
try and do, and they should. That's the point. One of the points. But yeah.
so we don't need to expound on that. I think
Yeah.
people know what that
People know what that
we're
is.
referring to.
There you go.
And this is how I truly feel about
Yeah.
marriage. And
Go for it.
Norman said he felt the same.
We had a conversation.
I was making notes this morning. I was like, this is how I feel. What do you think? He's like, yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
Stop. Oh, did I make you smile? Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, I'm just going to read this out of my book. So I'm going to like blush or laugh or be ridiculous. Okay.
You want me to cover your face again with my hand?
Please.
Go ahead. You can
No,
read it now.
babe. Okay. In a marriage,
That's funny.
you are two individuals who by coming together are striving to create something meaningful for the world, to impact your community and create a legacy. And
There you go.
that commitment can foster that.
Yep.
And so that is part of how we've built our lives together. And and that's, for anybody who just joined in, that's more of a generality. We covered the quirky singer parts before that. So
Yep.
yeah,
So there you go.
that's our topic
That
for this
was,
week.
yeah.
And we haven't decided what we're going to cover next week yet.
No.
We have a long list of things that people have asked. And but I haven't decided if I'm going to go with something from the list or something that I think is pertinent. We'll let you know. It's
Yeah.
all good.
We
You can
may
catch.
give it up to a vote again or something.
Yeah, it was fun
We'll
to let
see.
everybody vote, and then
Yeah.
it solves the problem for 2 weeks. That's also
Exactly.
useful for us.
Exactly.
But we just want to say thanks to everybody who is watching.
Yeah.
You can get the replay, obviously, on Norman's Facebook. You can get it on my YouTube channel. I will also put the link in Instagram
Yep.
for everybody that couldn't make it. I know Elia is traveling, for example. Shout out to Elia on the train. Evidently, the connection in Italy is not good enough for her to be on here today. It makes me sad. It's okay, though. And we hope that you all have a great week.
Yes.
Do write us with your questions. And
Yeah,
we
if you have
hope-
any questions about this that we did not answer, because
Yeah.
it's not like we're not gonna,
this is not going
Just
to be
ask
an
us.
extensive,
It's not gonna, yeah.
you know, and we're not lecturers. We're just people.
Yeah, we're just singers.
Awesome.
So, that's
All
right.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
And we will talk to you later.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.